Hello, welcome to today's stimulus update and news report for entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. We have breaking news today regarding mortgage relief. A lot of you all have been asking me about where's the mortgage relief for those of us that own homes. So we'll be talking about that. We'll also talk about rent relief. And other important information important to you all as entrepreneurs and small business owners. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alrighty. So happy to have you here. If you're new, welcome. Do let us know who you are, where you're hailing from, what your business is. We definitely want to know about you and your business and want to make sure that you get all the information that you need so that you can succeed in business. Okay, so I want to make sure all the technical stuff is taken care of and see me clearly. Give me just a second here and you all can let me know out there. Okay, so let's get right to these updates. It's Monday. We had a great weekend. It's going to be very busy, but again, these important updates are really significant to all of you all, so you can take the appropriate action on behalf of your business. So I'm going to first start with the student loan moratorium update. We know that it is fast approaching. So the close of the moratorium, we have about 60 days before student loan payments are to begin again. They're going to be restarting unless the president, Joe Biden, decides to extend it again. Okay, so again, we have 60 days. So I just want to let you all know so you all can get prepared. You probably have already began receiving letters either from the Department of Education, that is the federal arm that handles the student loans and everything related to college and students and student loans and student loan forgivenesses is the Department of Education. So do note that, because I do get a lot of questions regarding from people that's saying that they've been scammed or frauded. They're reaching out to different people. You really want to make sure that you are talking to or with your student loan servicer. So you should know who your student loan servicer is, and also the Department of Education. Okay, you remember I said it is not the federal government if it does not have .gov at the end. So it needs to have .gov at the end. But again, Google Department of Education, and you will find a lot of the information that you need there. But I do want to give you some additional information. So while we're waiting to see if they are going to extend it or not, you want to know that you have options. So you definitely, if you haven't been in touch with your student loan servicer, you definitely want to get in touch to see what other programs that they may offer as well, and some other options you may have to pay off your student loan debt, right? So you know they're not charging interest right now. So what can you do, right? If you're not paying the regular payment, you can be paying interest on it. You can look at refinancing your student loans, okay? So I've helped people with that in the past. That can help you lower your monthly payment and also your interest rates should this, again, not get extended. Also, there are income-driven repayment plans that can also help you get your student loan forgiven, like after 20 years of being under this program and meeting the requirements. So I've been under this program, I can't remember how many years at this point, but it's been several years now that I've been on one of the income-driven plans. So I think they have about 5 different programs that are available. So you can look into which one is the best one for you. And then also public service loan forgiveness, right? I think someone reached out to me the other day regarding this. So if you work in public service, if you're a public service professional, I hope you know that you may be entitled, if you meet the certain requirements, for student loan forgiveness outside of COVID. Like, these programs have been around for years and years and years. And I know under the Biden administration, they have made some improvements because how it was before, it was making it difficult for those that did qualify and tried to submit applications for forgiveness to actually get their forgiveness. but do not stop. So if you try one time or you talk to one person and you're not getting any action, please do not stop. Just keep going. Talk to someone above them and above them and above them until there's no one else that you can talk to. Rarely is it that on your first try you talk to who you need to talk to, or you get the resolution that you need. But you can't let that stop you, because if you qualify for forgiveness, why not go after it? Okay, and be done with your student loan. So we know at this point, there have been over $15 billion of student loans that have been forgiven. Let me know if you're one of those. If one of those are your loans, congratulations. But know that they have been taking action on several types of loans and then fully canceling them. So we just don't know. There's still a push for them to cancel. I know the Democrats are pushing for full forgiveness, or at minimum $50,000 of forgiveness on student loans that are out there. So we continue to keep updated on that. Also, I want to share with you additional updates that took effect October the 31st of 2022, or until this is until October 31st of 2022. You can apply for a limited waiver of student loan forgiveness. This is a limited waiver, is a catch-all waiver, which allows you to count any previous student loan payments that weren't eligible under the current rules. Effectively, the education department will count an eligible period of time that can get a student loan forgiveness faster. So under these new rules, you can, get credit for your student loan forgiveness, whether you made repayment on direct, FFEL, or Perkins loans. So on these particular loans, you can get credit, whether you made a repayment on them or not. Also, student loan repayment plans, count student loan payments made under the student loan repayment plans, that is counted. Also, student loan consolidation, count student loan payments made prior to the student loan reconsolidation, even if you were on the wrong repayment plan. Late payments, count student loan payments that were late and or were partial student loan payments, can be counted. Again, student loan reconsolidation, late payments, you can count student loan payments that were made before consolidating your student loans, even if your student loan payments were late or were for less than the amount due. And then lastly, employment, get student loan forgiveness even if you're employed or not employed by a qualifying employer at the time of your application for forgiveness. But this is for a limited time. So if you believe you're eligible for this program, these new rules are in effect until October 31st of this year. So again, act on it quickly. You don't know, you may be able to benefit from these particular programs. Also, I would highly encourage you to check with your employer. Now, your employer should tell you about these programs. But I remember when I was taking advantage of a program at my company before I went full time, and it wasn't for forgiveness. It was actually to help you pay for college, go to college, right? And they were dropping the ball, and they weren't really publicizing the programs. That's why you should be proactive and reach out to your HR department and understand all the benefits you qualify for. Right? Whether they're going to give you money, pay full tuition or partial for you to go to undergrad or technical school or get a master's or get a doctorate. There are companies that have these programs. They're not just nonprofits. They may also pay for a student loans that you may have. It just depends on your company, but you will not know unless you ask. And then you have to be proactive like I was to make sure that they don't drop the ball, that they see the process through so you can get all the benefits that you qualify for. So I would encourage you all to do that as well. Okay, so that's student loans. If you have a question about it, drop them in the comments and then I'll respond as I can. The next thing that I want to talk about today again is the breaking news regarding the mortgage. Okay, mortgage relief. is now like being rolled out nationwide. Now, some states had initiated pilot programs before they actually rolled out the full programs. Now, this is another federal benefit, a federal COVID relief benefit. So if you were impacted by COVID-19 and had an effect on your mortgage, you may qualify for this particular program. And I mean, they are giving out thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So you should be made aware of that. I know California, I mentioned before, is one of the states that is really have been on the ball. They rolling out basically all types of programs, probably more than anyone else. California and New York. In California, their program, you can get up to $80,000 in mortgage relief. Okay, so these are for those that own homes, right? And you pay a mortgage, you can get financial assistance through your state. Okay, now there's about approximately $10 billion allocated through this program. It's called the Homeowner Assistance Fund, HAF. And this is going to help you for those of you that are behind in your mortgage. So somebody asked me, right? Do check with your state because the rules may be different and how they roll it out may be different. So please check in your state for the details. But most likely, the requirement will be that you are behind. Now, I can't say that that is the case. You have to look at every state and their application process because you need to have been affected by COVID-19. And shortly, I will just go through some of Texas information so to know what you may possibly expect in your own state. I know around 30 states have already implemented their programs, so you can expect that they will continue to roll out, right, in the different states. Give me just a second here. So this program, again, is overseen by the U.S. Treasury Department. So this is another program that is overseen by the U.S. Treasury Department, administered by the states, territories, and tribes. Again, nearly 30 states, including Guam, Puerto Rico, have launched their programs, and others are working diligently to get their programs approved and running quickly. So again, just check with your state on those as well. So let me go to Texas. I'm going to try to find Texas really quickly here so we can kind of see what their process is like. Because they just opened up theirs this week. Now they are giving up to $65,000. So I say California is giving up to $80,000. Texas is giving up to $65,000. And when you go to their website, okay, they all should be similar. Give you background information on this, let you know it's part of the COVID-19 stimulus programs, how to apply and how to check your status. And then do you qualify, right? So it says for Texas, you may be eligible under this program with the following criteria: having fallen behind on one or more of the following payments: mortgage loans, property taxes, property insurance, and HOA condo association fees in Texas are all included. Now, I can give you an example in Ohio here where I was made aware of a program where the county was giving up to $10,000 to help pay back delinquent property taxes. Okay. So it's not just your mortgage, it's property taxes, is your mortgage insurance, and for those of you all that pay HOA fees. It says have a household income at or below the 100% area median income, or 100% of the median income for the United States, whichever is greater. Owned and occupied a home in the state as the primary residence, right? So you must be it must be your primary residence in order to qualify for this particular program. Again, check your state. Experienced a qualified financial hardship after January 21 of 2020, such as loss of income or increased expenses due to the pandemic. Additional program requirements may apply. Okay. So again, here I'm looking here. So maybe that was another one saying that there's a maximum assistance of $40,000 per household. Okay. And then provides assistance to eligible Texas homeowners with qualified hardships to pay past due mortgage payments, including eligible amounts advanced by the mortgage servicer. Okay. And then it says property charge default program provides assistance to eligible homeowners with qualified hardships to pay past due property taxes, property insurance, HOA fees. And then there's a maximum assistance of $25,000 per household. So that's where the $65,000 comes from. So $40,000 for the mortgage, and then $25,000 max for uh these other fees that you have to pay in relation to your mortgage. Okay. Some documents that they may ask you for. I know they're asking for it in Texas, and they're giving you contact information. They also have a video. You will have to submit an application. They have an online portal. Hopefully your state has an online portal. It just makes it so much easier. Is saying that resources will be made available to assist homeowners in completing your applications. That's good because there's a lot of people that need help. Maybe they're disabled, maybe they have a language barrier. So there's contact information for that. Your application will be reviewed to determine whether you qualify or not. Anticipate it will be a time, it will take time to do this. Don't expect that you will submit your application and within a week you will have your determination. It probably won't be a week. If it is, that would be great, but let's have a realistic expectations. Okay. And it says payments are sent directly to your mortgage servicer. Okay. Or property charge payee, tax authority, insurance company, or HOA once the homeowner application is approved. So I'm sure they need to have all that information you're going to need to provide. So don't expect, at least in Texas, that you will be getting a deposit in your bank account. They're going to send it directly to your those mortgage servicers. You will have to provide proper ID, past due mortgage statement, property tax statements, insurance statements, and HOA statements, proof of occupancy, like a utility bill, and income documentation like pay stubs. So for self-employed, they most likely will ask you for your taxes or 1099s or both if you are a self-employed individual. But again, each state has its own website up. So go for it. If you have already received mortgage relief, I know someone last week said that they did. Congratulations to them. But again, take advantage of these opportunities that you qualify for. Now, I can't tell you what happened to me with the property taxes. So I submitted an application. At the time we submitted an application, we were delinquent. Okay. But you don't know how long they're going to take or when they are going to make that determination, because for some of these programs, it's just taking a long time, right? That happened with the utility, when I applied, and it took them months and months and months. So what I told them was, I have a shut-off notice. I'm not going to let my utilities be shut off because you're taking months, right? So my expectation is that I paid it, because I'm not getting my utilities shut off. But what I expect is that I will have a credit. Okay. So that worked. And then to my surprise, I had a large credit on my account. Okay. So for this one, they denied us for the property taxes because by the time they responded to us, it was paid. Okay. So I appealed. Okay, so what do I say about not giving up? If they tell you you're denied, you're just going to throw up the white flag? Well, I'm not, because I believe I'm entitled to it. So as long as I have to continue appealing, I'm going to appeal it. And that I did it immediately. It took seconds to be able to do, well, minutes, maybe 5 minutes, to be able to submit an online appeal. And here's why. When I applied to the program, we were delinquent. Okay. And I have documentation to prove it. So that's what I told them. I said, well, you took a long time, right? We could be subject to penalties and other issues for being delinquent in our taxes. There was no way to separate or distinguish between if I'm paying for on a past due property tax bill or if it's current. There's no separation. Okay. So I explained that and uploaded the property tax document that shows that we were delinquent at the time I applied for the program. And so my expectation is that they will come back with an approval because we were delinquent. Okay. And we weren't going to suffer any additional penalties because we were waiting on them to complete the process, when it can take months and months and months. And then at the end of it, you don't know if you're going to be approved or not. Okay. So, prayers up that we do get approval on that. If we don't, the property taxes are paid and we can move forward. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, but as long as there's a process for me to go through to try to get it, that's what I'm going to do. So I encourage you all to do that as well. So like the mortgage relief, there is rent relief still available in most states. I mean, and sometimes it's at various levels as well. It is also being state administered. So if you rent, or if you rent property and you are a landlord, you can get benefits under that program as well. 12 months of rental assistance, rental payments, also utilities. Like I just stated before, you can get utility payments under the program up to 12 months. So if you're a renter, there's a program for you. This one has been in effect for several months at this point. So if you have taken advantage of rental relief, let me know in the comments as well. We want to make sure that you all know about these programs, because it's not really benefiting you if they're out here. There's billions of dollars allocated to these programs, but if you don't know about them and you don't know how to access them, you can't take advantage of them. So I ask you to please share with your peers and also your family members who may not know that, are on the verge of possibly losing their home. So we know that's been happening for the last few months now, is people are losing their homes, their housing left and right. So there's something that can be done to stop that. Let's do it. Let's share the information and make a big impact. So again, that is mortgage relief and rent relief. Take advantage of those programs. After this broadcast, will drop the link in the comments. So just come back to the comments after the broadcast, the link to the mortgage. I'll put the link to the mortgage site and the rental site, because what it has is it will give you information where you could go specifically to your state to see what programs are there or if they're open yet, and you can continue to monitor and apply directly through there. So these are nationwide links, and you can then go to your respective state. Okay. So I want to make an update on the PPP forgiveness. So the Paycheck Protection Program, many of us had taken out PPP loans, forgivable, wonderful program, one of the most popular programs during the pandemic under the CARES Act. So we know there's been a lot of applications forgiven, including mine. There was a report that came out recently, I believe it was by the OIG, that just stated that the SBA was not meeting or satisfying the timeline requirement of 90 days to review those applications. Okay, so there's a certain standard that's supposed to be met when processing these various applications. And so it found that they were slow. They acknowledged that. And so they're supposed to speed it up. But for most of my peers, I have not heard of any issues with delays in regards to PPP forgiveness. Now, there are issues with some of you all that you did not get full forgiveness, right? And so you need to appeal within 30 days. There are some of you all that your lender didn't even give you an option for full forgiveness. They may have just said, we're only going to allow you to apply for partial forgiveness. Then you have an ability to get another review. So your lender should be contacting you, giving you an opportunity to have another review. You want to accept it and as quickly as possible, and then they have to turn around in 5 days with the next steps on making that review a reality for you, so you have an opportunity to get 100% forgiven. Now, there are a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners that have have loans under 50,000. These are the loans that are really still have the most outstanding. That means they have not been forgiven, or the application has not been submitted for you to have your loan forgiven. Okay. The SBA is on target to close out the forgiveness applications at the end of third quarter. So you want to make sure you get your applications in. These are not automatically forgiven. So please respond to your lenders. All of them should have already rolled out their send out correspondence related to their programs. If your lender is one of the over 4,000 that have opted into the SBA portal, you want to just go to the SBA portal. It takes literally 5 minutes to submit your application, and the SBA has been really quick. I didn't have any problems submitting my application, but I didn't submit it through the portal. I did testing through the portal, but I went through my own bank, and it went really fast, right? So either you go through the portal, if your lender is on that list, or you go through your lender and apply for forgiveness, so that you do not have to pay it back. Because if it's not forgiven, you will have to pay it back. You will get an email or some letter in the mail stating that your payments have now become due on your loan. Okay. Some are expecting that, but a lot of you are not. You expect that it will be forgiven. So I don't want you to be shocked when you get a bill in the mail, because it will come due if it is not forgiven. Okay. And so these payments will become due 10 months after the end of your covered period. All right. So let's get those applications in. Let me know if you got a PPP loan, if you got forgiveness, right? Let me know in the comments. If you got partial forgiveness, or they just flat out denied any forgiveness, let me know as well. And let me know if you have taken action to appeal that. Okay. There's definitely a big push for more relief. We're looking out for that. Congress is doing what they do, dragging their feet, but the expectation is that they will pass some new bill, right? Large budget that they've been working on since the end of 2021, and there's a big push to have additional small business relief in there. So I continue to monitor for that, on what programs they will potentially roll out, and I'm hoping that there will be more grants that roll out. I know there's a call for another program like PPP. There's also a big call for another program for like Eidl, or bring Eidl back with the grants expanded to those outside of low-income communities. And there is also advocates that are pushing for the Eidl loans to be forgiven. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We just have to continue to monitor to see what they do. And again, I will bring you those updates as they become available. Now, since I mentioned Eidl, just want to bring it to your attention that based on last reports from the SBA, there's still about $115 billion that remains, right? So they closed the programs to new applicants, but like I said, there still are hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs, small business owners, and nonprofits that have applications that are in process, whether they're for the grant, the Eidl grant, up to 10,000, or the loan, processing the loan, or processing loan modifications in order to get an increase on your initial loans. Okay, so they continue to process those. So wanted to let you know there's still money in the pot there for them to continue to process it. I know when they closed the program, they said that for loan increase requests, you can request up to 2 years as long as their money still, funding still available in there, right? So if you took out a loan and you exhausted those funds and you need a new one, we encourage you to submit an application for an increase of your Eidl loan. So depending on that increase, I'm sure, and when you took out your initial loan, you may be required to submit additional paperwork, sign additional forms, especially if your loan is over $500,000. It requires additional underwriting. The higher the amount is that you want to take out. know that you can only get up to the maximum allowable for your business based on the predefined calculations, which is based on your business model and your tax filing structure, right? So that information is in the Eidl FAQs, which you can find on the SBA website at sba.gov/EIDL. Okay, so that's the Eidl. So we're still helping out those with the in the Eidl program with applications they're trying to get through. We do provide one-on-one consults, but they are limited. But if you need one, it's the information. Our booking links are in the comments, are in the show notes, and they will be in the comments as well. Okay. Just a reminder, also federal programs. I must mention this because we have new people all the time. So we never know who's looking. And even those that have been here with us may not have seen or heard or taken action. So we're about taking action on these programs while they are here. Okay. So child care providers, there is grant monies available for you. It is under DHHS. It is administered by your state. So if you are a child care provider, please reach out to your child and family services department in your area and get those applications in. I do know you have to meet certain criteria and you have to track what you're using the money on. And there is a reporting component in most states, right? Check your state, right? Because every state is different in how they operate and govern the program. So just follow whatever their set criteria is for the program. I know many of my peers have already taken advantage of the child care grants. So get on it, get those grants. They're also there not only to assist you and provide you extra financial support to help you with your costs and expenses. It is also there for you to implement programs and help to offset costs of your customers, right? Those that are bringing their children to you and are maybe challenged to pay. So they're going to give you money to help, right? To give grants so that it offsets their costs and lessens the burden of the parents whose children you're watching, okay? So want to let you know that and give you encouragement to go after those programs. Again, billions of dollars are available. And even for states that have run out of federal dollars, what we're seeing is states are rolling out more programs, passing bills to add more money to the pot at the state level. So again, look out for that at your state. Inquire about that. Childcare providers and also other business owners. This is huge because the other program, which is the employee retention tax credit, is huge. It has the biggest amount of money still available right now. This is a program launched under the CARES Act, $400 billion that is available to businesses, small businesses that have or had W-2 employees. Please take advantage of this program, okay? You can get up to $26,000 per employee. So just if you don't have employees, you know someone who does. And if you know someone who has employees, send them our way. Tell them, share this video, right? Tag them in this video so that they can get access to this program and have a financial lifeline. What we're seeing on average is that business are qualifying on average for $260,000, right? So some may be less, some may be more. We don't know if you qualify until you take this survey, right? So the link is in the description and the show notes. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to see if you qualify for this program. So since January, we have helped business owners get access to over $2 million in claims, right? Through this program or get approved, right? So the process, once you submit your information, takes about 2 to 3 weeks for our team to process it. And then the IRS is taking between 7 to 8 months to get you your funds. So just look at it as a bonus that is coming for your business that you can anticipate. One thing that I do want to let you know is, like, unlike other programs where if you had federal debts, they weren't taking your money, or they allowed you to get access to this program, you still will qualify under the program. But what can happen is if you owe outstanding debt, federal debt, they may withhold your benefit. Okay. So you are the only one that knows if you have outstanding federal debt or not. So I'd like to say this because people get surprised even when they're working with their tax professional and they're expecting a refund. And their tax professional says, yeah, you qualify for, $5,000, $10,000 refund. But then at the end, you don't get it because why? You had some other outstanding debt and they call it an offset. So instead of giving you the money, they're just going to they're going to subtract their money that you owe them, okay, to help pay down the debt that you owe. So this is a regular occurrence for those that this may be new for. You may have even seen it when you filed, your taxes this season. Okay, these things happen, but they curbed it during the pandemic, but it can happen. But again, this is a great program. So just think, if you have employees, if you are impacted by COVID, right, directly or indirectly, there are a number of ways that you can qualify. It's not just if you had a decrease in revenue, because there are some businesses that did not, but you were impacted in other ways. So there may be other ways you can qualify. One of the biggest changes to the program, and there have been many, is that they allow you to claim this in addition to PPP, where you could not when they first rolled out the program, right? So it may have been that your accountant or your payroll person, right, determined you did not qualify way back in 2020, but the program has changed. I mean, even as late, the IRS made changes as late as November of 2021, and there will continue to be changes and improvements to the program. And I hope so, because at that point I will be able to qualify for it, and I currently do not. But that just tells you that changes happen to improve these programs, to make it accessible to even more and more businesses. And that was one of the major ones. So it may have been that you didn't qualify in 2020 and you qualify now under the new rules. So it's worth a shot to see if you qualify. This is real. It is legitimate. This is a real program. You can Google it. There's IRS notices on it. Whole pages on the IRS website at irs.gov. Just put in employee retention tax credit, and you will see it. Is one of many tax credits, by the way, that business owners can get access to. So if you want to learn more information on that, I highly recommend you check out our video on YouTube about the many different tax credits you can get. I think I reviewed over 6, maybe 8 different tax credits that many times you all don't even know about, so you're not taking advantage. These are the benefits of being a small business. So definitely take advantage of these opportunities. And it's so exciting to see of the businesses that we've helped get access to over $2 million, just to hear from them and their excitement and elation and the impact that money is going to have on their business, right? So we know that businesses continue to struggle. Prices are shot up. They're skyrocketing, right? So even if they haven't lost revenue, the expenses have skyrocketed, right? Costs have just gone up. So businesses continue to need help and support. So I encourage you to share this information. Just tell them about this video. If you go to a restaurant, talk to the owner, ask them, there may be a stimulus program that you qualify for. As a patron of yours, I just wanted to let you know, check it out. Give them our link, give them our email at hello@shebosstalk.com. Share this video with them so that they can take advantage. I mean, we've helped all kinds of businesses: nursing homes, trucking companies, logistic companies, salons, home care centers, restaurants, childcare, daycares. I mean, you name it, gyms, fitness centers, franchises like Subways, right? So they can see if they qualify. Even consultants, if you have W-2 employees or had them, even if you went out of business, sold your business, there's still an opportunity for you to qualify. If you are a new business and you just did not qualify for PPP or Eidl, the great benefit of this is if you're new and you have employees and your business started on or after February 15th of 2020, you may qualify for this program and be able to claim credits through fourth quarter of 2021. Okay, and there's still push for other eligible business owners to get back the fourth quarter that they took under the Senate's bill that they passed. Don't know why they did it, but they did it because they said that it was unallocated, meaning that businesses weren't applying, but businesses weren't applying because they didn't know about it, and it's complicated. You need experts that know how to get it to make sure you're in compliant. There's no IRS issues. So please don't go get fly by night people. I've just seen too many horror stories, right? Go to the experts. Let the experts do what they're experts at so that they can get you the most money that you're eligible for and maintain compliance, okay, for you and your business. So again, that is the employee retention tax credit. Go see if you apply. It takes 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And we're happy to help you with that. There's so many grants. If you want, over the weekend, I mean, I had to have listed maybe 10 or 15 new grants on our Facebook page. Go over to our Facebook page, or you can simply go to our grant tracker that's in the show notes or our website at www.shebosstalk.com and click on the COVID resource tab. That COVID resource tab, click it. That is the grant tracker. It lists so many for all types of businesses. I don't care what type of business you have. Like someone on our Facebook page over the weekend asked if all of our grants were for African Americans. I'm just like, obviously you have not been following us. You must be new, and welcome. But if you see all of the grants that we share, there's grant for minority, for Black business owners, is Hispanic, Asian, right? Caucasian. I mean, there's grants specifically for women. There's grants specifically for particular industries. There's global type grants for everybody. There's grants for for-profit. There's grants for nonprofit. There are grants that are inclusive of for-profit and nonprofit. There's so many scenarios. This is the bottom line. There is a grant for everyone who is watching this program. I don't care what kind of business you have, what stage in business, even if you are at the idea phase and you haven't even started generating revenue in your business, there is a grant that is available. What is important is, are you ready to go get it? Are you prepared? Do you know what it takes to get it? Do you know how to stand out when you're applying for it? Do you have a business plan? Right? If someone asks you for your business plan, they're ready to give you $10,000 today. What do you have to share with them that is going to convince and compel them to give you that money? Right? If you don't have anything, that means you're not ready. You need to pick up our cheat sheet and checklist. And I would highly encourage you to join us on March 26th. It's on a Saturday morning. Meet us in class. There is no better class than my class to show you how to go out here and get this grant money, whether it's through a pitch competition, an accelerator, incubator, however you want to do it to get free money. You want to be in that class to learn how to go get it. We have received over $100,000 in grant money for our business. That has helped us to be able to scale not just this business, but our other business, right? So if you have multiple businesses, guess what? That means you have opportunity to get grants for all of your businesses, right? And so you may not be able to apply for all of them on behalf of all the businesses for one grant, because you have to read the rules, right? There may be one application per person or per business. Read the rules, but you can go after grants for every business that you have. I don't care what kind of business it is, what industry you're in. Don't limit yourself to just those grants. Just, do you meet the requirements? If you do, go ahead and apply. Okay. So we have so many on our Facebook page. Go to our grant tracker. Man, there's one by Barclay, and they have multiple rounds. If you don't get it the first round, apply for the next round and the next round and the next round until you get it. But Barclay, I think it's called Small Business Big Wins, is up to $60,000 that you can get for your business. I also shared one. It's called Pollination Project. this is for, which is interesting. You can be an individual that wants to make a change, wants to make a positive impact on the world, right? Individual, you could be a business or an organization or a nonprofit and qualify for this particular grant. And I believe they're giving up to $40,000, right? So if you have a project, there are grants that are project based. So if you have a project in a particular area that is going to serve a need or provide a solution, they're giving grants out for that. I mean, it's just endless. I mean, I can't even go through it all, but please, if you want to learn more, if you want to get grants for your business, let me know. And use our resources that are readily available. Meet us in class. I see all of you are out there. It's a lot of comments out here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, this is information for growth. We're about scaling our businesses here. And as I said yesterday, grants and contracts are some of the best ways to scale your business fast. Grants and contracts, and we have classes on both. They will be they're in the show notes and the comments. Okay, no PPP is not gone, is not back. We will let you know if it does come back. But there are applications, forgiveness applications that are still in play. Someone else is saying, I think they're having an issue with their application. I'm not sure if it's rent or mortgage. But it can take months and months and months, right? But don't give up on it. I told you I waited a long time for my utility grant. A long time that I just went ahead and paid it, and they gave me credit for it. Okay. Do you have any grants and loans we recommend for new businesses? Yes, you will see them in the show notes. We help with loans, and we also help with business lines of credit as well. I'll be doing a video, I believe, on Thursday on business lines of credit. The information is in the show notes. I need to know how you do a business plan. We have business plan templates. They will be I will drop them in the comments as well. You may not need like a full-fledged, like 25, 50-page business plan. It can be as simple as having a one-page plan, a bulleted plan. But do you know the plan? And can you communicate it to grantors that ask? Because they're going to ask, what is your plan? Well, if we give you $10,000, what is your plan for it? Are you just going to sit on it? You know, how is it going to help you, the business, the business owner? How is it going to help your community? How is it going to make a difference? Those are the types of questions they ask. And those are the questions that you need to be ready to answer. Okay. You can reach me at hello@shebosstalk.com. So those are the major updates for today. Again, go apply for the rent relief, the mortgage relief, go get childcare providers, go get your childcare grant, go after these grants that are out here, other relief programs that are in your local area. Too many that I can't even name them. But look in your state, your county, and your local, your city levels for opportunities. Then when you get it, come back and share it, because we want to hear those testimonials. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, continue to be the boss with Amplify Impact. Stay healthy and stay safe. Have a good day.